All right, guys, welcome back to another video. This is just a straight up oil change on this guy here, but the purpose of this video is the HEMI Tick. So if you've got a 5.7, you know what a HEMI Tick is. HEMI ticks are when you are turning on the engine and you hear that tick, 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 tick. Here's an example of what it is. Well, this is normally caused from the lifters inside the 5.7 starting to go bad. Lack of lubrication is one of the key failures to it, which would be low oil. So keep an eye on your oil level and always use the best synthetic you can on a 5.7. They are notorious for the HEMI ticks. So anyways, what this is going to be is just an oil change and how to get rid of that HEMI tick. Now, this is only a temporary thing. It needs to be done every oil change. But basically, there are certain additives you can use, like Lucas, Moly, etc., that you can add in with your oil change, which will silence a tick. Your bottle that you get usually should last you 3 oil changes, and it can run you anywhere between $20 to $40 depending on the size and the brand that you choose. By no means am I sponsored by this company. They just have been around for a very long time and they make a good product. So I've always used the Lucas heavy duty oil stabilizer to help with the engine ticking. Now there's a lot of people out there that will give some pros and cons to it. But honestly, I've been doing this for a long time and it is hands down one of the best ones I have found to get rid of any ticks or knocking sounds from inside the engine. So we're gonna jump right into it and we're gonna do the oil change. For those of you who've never done your oil change and you're DIYing it yourself, there's your oil cap. Remove the oil cap and pull your dipstick out just ever so slightly. This will relieve any kind of pressure, so when you're pulling the drain plug out, it's free flowing out. All right, so once you're underneath your Dodge Ram, if you're looking for your oil filter, it's not in a very smart place. It's right here. To find it, you've got your differential sitting right here. This is your CV axle. If you look in here, off to the right-hand side, right by your power steering rack, that's where it is. So it's kind of challenging to get to it. Easiest way I find is with an oil filter wrench and then a swivel and then just an extension and a ratchet. Drain plug just sits right there, so very easily accessible. But anyways, change that out. All right, just to show you this setup I have. So you have the ratchet, the extension, and then you've got your oil filter removal tool there, and then sitting right on the oil filter wrench, and you just twist it off just like so. All right, so it does leave a big mess behind, and I can't stand mess, so clean it up with brake clean or a rag or something. Just clean it up, because if you don't clean it up, it's just going to drip on your driveway. So with a 13mm socket, you're going to break your nut free and have an oil tray ready to catch it. Now the rules for this thing. So for a Lucas product, there is a level that you should be using and not to overuse. So it all is a case by case, engine by engine ordeal. So if you look at the instructions right here, 20% is normal to use. On bad worn engines that have crazy ticks, knocks, anything like that, you can use up to 60%, okay? The rest is all transmission and differentials, which we're not using it for. So in this vehicle, the tick isn't horrible, but to prevent it from getting worse, we're going to be doing probably about 30-ish to 40%. I've already gone ahead and marked it off and measured it out. So I'm going to be using, it's up to here right now. So I'm going to be using this amount for, sorry, right there, I can see the line there. So that's going to be the first oil change. This will be a second oil change, and that'll be the third oil change spaced out. So basically, it's like molasses kind of. So you just get it, dump it in. I always put it in before the oil first. Give it a squeeze. It's just basically like maple syrup. Okay. And then you measure it out. Make sure you have the right amount in there. And you can see I'm a little bit above that 2 mark there. So I'm gonna add a tiny bit more, but that you get the idea. And now you can go ahead and add the remainder of your oil. All right, and just like that, the HEMI tick is gone. Now, if you're adding this stuff and you notice that your tick is still going on right away, sometimes it does take a while for it to hit and lubricate everything that would be making the ticking sound happen. So don't expect it to be like instant. Some cases, yes, some cases, no. But once you've got that in your oil and you're running it every day and every oil change, yes, it'll stay away. I will let you know that when you're using this product, you have to turn your vehicle on and then you have to let it idle to warm up, because again, you saw how thick it was. It's kind of like molasses in there. You need it to warm up and heat up and make its way to the top of the engine and run its way down before you start driving it. But that's basically how you get rid of the HEMI 5.7 tick. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit it down in the comment section below. I'm going to be cleaning the throttle body on this one, as well as the PCB on it as well for this customer from a loss of power. So I'm going to be doing that now, but that is not the point or purpose of this video. But anyways, thanks for watching, and hopefully this helps you and you get rid of that notorious 5.7 HEMI tick. Anyways, thanks again. See you on the next one.